Hey everyone, the Flying Alucci here, and today we're going to be unboxing The Place Promised in Our Early Days, and it also contains Voices of a Distant Star. Now, Makoto Shinkai, his first ever debut film, was The Place Promised in Our Early Days, which was around an hour and a half in length. He made another one before that, which was The Voices of a Distant Star, but that's only about 24 minutes long. It's very, very short. All I can say about that is I haven't seen it, but I've seen clips of it on YouTube, and yeah, the animation doesn't look good. It looks very poor. It looks like something out of a PS2 game. I think it's like robots or some shit with like that can fly or whatever. It just looked very poor. I know it's like Makoto Shinkai's first ever works, you know? No, he was just learning back then. But it didn't age well. It's not very good. I haven't seen The Place Promised in Our Early Days. The trailer looks actually pretty cool. Voices of a Distant Star came out in 2002, and The Places Promised in Our Early Days came out in 2004. But The Places Promised in Our Early Days was his debut feature film. He made a few shorts back in the 90s, like the late 90s. I think Something and a Cat, Me and My Cat or something, it was called. I don't think it's called that. But it had something to do with a cat. And that was like one of his first works, and they were just like little shorts, like little hand-drawn sketches, like little, I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, little hand-drawn sketches or whatever. But this is his very, very first debut film. And then I think 5 centimeters per second came out not long after that. But I'm really, really happy to get my hands on this. I can't remember how much I paid for it. Let me just double check. So I paid $24.95, so just under 25 quid, which I think's a bargain when you think about it. It has a nice chipboard art box. It has a little booklet, which is actually really nice. I like the blue Blu-ray cases because they're like silvery, which looks really nice. And yeah, 25 quid ain't bad. I've seen it go for like £40 or more, and people have actually bought it. But this is the side, the bottom, the top, and the side again. Now, the chipboard art box itself. Side. Now, of course, if you don't know, this is directed by Makoto Shinkai. Like, introduction, really. He's very famous. Your Name pretty much revolutionised the way people look at anime. I didn't rate it. It wasn't a bad film. It had that Freaky Friday vibe, when they change bodies. That really, very weird, unsettling scene where she's in his body, and she's like, oh, shit, I have a penis now. She's like, I'm a man. So she touches it, and all of a sudden she goes bright red, and she gets embarrassed and shit. And then he sort of looks at himself in the mirror. Well, he's in her body, and he's like looking at himself. I mean, as creepy as this sounds, what do you think he does off camera? He probably looks at himself in the nude and shit. It's very, very creepy feeling to it. If a girl was in my body and I was in a girl's body, I'm pretty sure it would not end well. It'd probably go to the authorities, and I'd probably be accused of all sorts, and that'd be pretty fucking creepy. But that whole aspect of it really put me off. But Your Name, the animation was stunningly beautiful, but just the whole concept of it wasn't for me. I love Weathering With You. I love the fact that a girl can control the weather. The weather girl, or the sunshine girl is what they called her. But I thought that was really cool. I really like Weathering With You. Garden of Words is by far the most breathtakingly beautiful film I've ever seen. Yet again, the actual storyline was meh. It's just some guy that makes shoes and a teacher that keeps bunking off of work. She won't turn up to work, which is very weird. She keeps taking time off work. He has a crush on her or some shit. I can't remember if it goes anywhere. I don't think it does. I think he grows up and he thinks about her and she thinks about him or something like that. But, Garden of Words is very short. It was only like 50 minutes. I think they blew all their budget and they couldn't actually make any more because it sort of just ended. I recently watched Children Who Chase Lost Voices. I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty good. I liked it. I'll give it a 7. Some confusing aspects, like No, I'm going spoiler territory if I start speaking anymore. But yeah, it's very confusing. The old monster aspect was a bit confusing. But yeah, he's made a new film. I can't remember what it's called. Not many people have spoken about it. I think it's due to the fact that it's only been released in Japan, so it's not even got an English release or English subtitles yet. But yeah, they're just talking about Shinkai's other works. Here is the 2002 Voices of a Distant Star. There is the Blu-ray for it, and that's the DVD. Now, I was confused, because when you look on the back, here's a little quick look at the back, if you haven't seen the back. There we are. Now, it says here, it says, place promised in the early days says 1080p DVD. And then it goes Voices of a Distant Star, DVD. But then it just says aspect ratio 1080p. So it doesn't tell you is the place promised in early days Blu-ray and is the Voices of Distant Star Blu-ray. It just says Blu-ray 1080p. And I was like, okay, I'm because I was going around the internet and I was literally looking for Voices of Distant Star on Blu-ray and I couldn't find it. I just found a bunch of Manga UK, I think it was, releasing it on DVD. And I was like, they'd never released it on Blu-ray. But then when I look closely, this says the place promised in the early days. Open it up. And lo and behold, Voice of a Distant Star and the place promised in the early days, both on the Blu-ray disc. And then you got an extra DVD, which just has the place promised in the early days, and the Voice of Distant Star is on its own DVD. So you got both films on DVD, and then you got both films on one separate Blu-ray, which that's kind of cool, I think. Yeah. Here's the back, the front, and here's the back, same as the box art and front cover. Here's the front. Here's the back. See that robot thing? It looked all like PlayStation 2 like, and it looked pretty trashy. And I haven't really heard much good news about this. A lot of people saying that it was very shit. What do you expect for something that's like, what, 24 minutes long, was it say? Yeah, we go, look, Voice of a Distant Star, 25 minutes. About 23 minutes if you're not including the credits. And then Place Promised in Early Days, 60, 70, 80, 90. Apparently that's 1 hour and 31 minutes. Then again, you get the advert, so it's more like 1 hour and 25 or whatever. But yeah. A little worn there, but you know, all ones like this. My Gurren Lagann's a little worn up the top. So if you zoom in really quickly, it goes blurry, but then I bring it back, it's fine. It's not too bad. CEX sold out of this. I think they were selling it for like £30 you know. But yeah, let me show you the booklet real quick. Wait, did I show you the back? Yeah, same as the Blu-rays. You know, I'm trying to collect every Kyoto Animation. I'm trying to collect all the Mikoto Shinkai works, except you always come to that brick wall where, you know, there's always one thing that you don't particularly want. Like all the Ultimate Editions of all the anime. I would like to get my hands on the Cowboy Bebop, but the box is pretty fucking big and I don't know where I'd put it. Not to mention that the actual contents you get of it is pretty crap. You get a nice booklet, but then you get the series on Blu-ray, and the Manga Entertainment lent all the anime their movie because they held the rights to the movie, which they don't anymore. Funimation UK does. And then they just added like a soundtrack CD, but in like a vinyl bloody case. So you had like a big massive vinyl case, but with CDs inside of it, so I don't know what they're thinking there. And then you get like a huge amount of space in the Cowboy Bebop Ultimate Edition, where you could just store a bunch of vinyls, but it's like a vinyl box, but it doesn't contain vinyls. Now, to me personally, I go for CDs, but I don't even use CDs, I just download shit on my phone, you know, listen to my music that way, because who listens to vinyls nowadays? Not me. But, I love ones that have information. Even though I don't actually read it, it would still be good one day to read it and learn a bit more about it if I go into rewatching it again. Some sketches from the show, some pictures, more pictures. Really good. It's a really good booklet. I give that a solid 7 out of 10. If you had more pages like this, that you could just turn it and there'd be more like just straight up pages dedicated to artwork, I would have given it an 8. But there are a lot of pictures in there. They're just not big enough, so it's quite hard to see when you're trying to squint. But 8 out of 10 if it was that. I would have given it a 9 out of 10 if it was a hardback. And I would have given it a 10 out of 10 if it's a hardback and had more pages. Very much like Neon Genesis Evangelion Ultimate Edition. Hardback, loads of pages, and loads of pictures. You know, that's the definition of a hardback, of a book. Lit. But yeah, that is that. And that is that. There you go. And that's that. There's a chipboard box that goes with it. This is out of print. You can't buy this anywhere. I think it's really expensive on Amazon, but I can't remember last time I checked. But yeah, really cool. I hope to see you all in the next one, whenever that may be. The Flying Hawlucha. Bye-bye.